Have you ever felt like your dreams were too big for your reality? Like your current situation, your empty pockets were a cage holding you back? Well, what if I told you that the size of your bank account has nothing to do with the size of your potential? Today, I want to share a story with you. It's a story about a young boy who had nothing but lint in his pockets, but a universe of ambition in his mind. This isn't just a fairy tale. It's a testament to a power we all possess but often forget to use, the power of thinking big. Our story begins in a small, forgotten town, where the houses were weary and the opportunities were scarce. In this town lived a boy named Leo. Leo's family was kind and loving, but they were poor. His clothes were hand-me-downs, and some nights, dinner was more hope than food. While other kids played with shiny toys, Leo's playground was his imagination. He would sit by the old railway tracks, watching the trains speed off to distant, unknown cities, and he would dream. He didn't just dream of a new bike or a full meal. No, Leo's dreams were colossal. He dreamt of building magnificent skyscrapers that touched the clouds, designing cities where people lived happily, and creating something so grand it would be remembered for generations. His friends would laugh. Skyscrapers, Leo. You can't even afford a new pair of shoes. His neighbors would shake their heads, whispering, "Poor boy, his head is in the clouds. He needs to be more realistic." The world around him was a constant echo of "you can, it's impossible, and be practical." For a while, Leo almost believed them. The weight of his reality was heavy. It's easy to dream big when you're standing on a mountain, but it's a whole different challenge when you're starting from the bottom of a valley. The doubts started to creep in, like a cold fog. Maybe they were right. Maybe he was just a poor boy from a forgotten town, destined for a small, forgotten life. But then, something shifted. One afternoon, while at the town's tiny, dusty library, he stumbled upon a book filled with stories of people who started with nothing. Inventors, artists, leaders, they all faced ridicule, poverty, and failure. What did they have in common? They refused to let their circumstances define their vision. They held onto their big thoughts, even when they were the only ones who believed in them. That was Leo's turning point. He realized his most valuable asset wasn't in his pockets, it was between his ears. His big thinking wasn't a weakness, it was his superpower. From that day on, Leo's mindset became his project. He couldn't afford to go to a fancy school, so he devoured every book he could find in the library. He read about architecture, engineering, city planning, and even philosophy. He started sketching his dream buildings on scraps of paper, using charcoal from burnt wood. He was no longer just a poor boy, he was a student of his own ambition. He started seeing his town not as a trap, but as a case study. He would walk the streets, redesigning them in his mind, imagining better public spaces, more efficient roads, and beautiful parks. He was building his future empire in his imagination, brick by imaginary brick. He started taking small actions. He volunteered to help a local carpenter, not for the meager pay, but to learn how wood and structures worked. He talked to the old man who maintained the town's water pump, asking endless questions about mechanics and systems. Every small piece of knowledge was a step towards his grand vision. He learned that thinking big doesn't mean you have to take giant leaps immediately. It means having a giant destination in mind, and then plotting a course made of thousands of small, determined steps. His vision acted as his compass, guiding every small choice he made. While others saw him doing menial tasks, Leo saw himself laying the foundation for his future. Years passed. Leo's dedication and knowledge grew. He saved every penny he could, not for fleeting comforts, but for a one-way train ticket out of his town, the very train he used to watch with longing. It was the scariest and most exciting day of his life. He arrived in the big city with a small bag, a portfolio of sketches on worn paper, and a mind overflowing with a decade of big thinking. He faced rejection after rejection. Doors were slammed in his face. People looked at his humble clothes and his simple drawings and dismissed him. The temptation to shrink his dreams, to settle for a simple construction job, was immense. The city was a chorus of "you're not good enough," louder and harsher than the one in his hometown. But Leo's mind was a fortress built on big thoughts. He remembered the stories from the library. He remembered the feeling of watching those trains. He refused to let go. He found a job as a janitor in a large architectural firm. At night, after everyone left, he would study the blueprints and models left on the desks. He would refine his own designs, incorporating the new things he was learning. One night, a senior partner, working late, found Leo engrossed in his work. Annoyed at first, he glanced at Leo's sketches. He stopped. He saw not just drawings, but a vision. He saw a unique perspective, or a talent forged not in a fancy university, but in the fires of pure passion and relentless self-education. That night changed everything. The partner took Leo under his wing, mentoring him. Leo's journey was far from easy. He had to work twice as hard as everyone else to catch up, to prove himself. But his big picture thinking gave him an edge. He didn't just see buildings, he saw communities. He didn't just see blueprints, he saw how people would live and interact within the spaces he designed. His past, which he once saw as a disadvantage, became his greatest strength. His experience of scarcity taught him efficiency and resourcefulness. His humble beginnings gave him an empathy for the human element in design that his more privileged peers often lacked. Fast forward another 20 years. If you were to look at the skyline of that great city, you would see several of the most iconic and innovative buildings, landmarks that redefine modern architecture. And the lead architect behind them, an older, wiser Leo. He wasn't the boy with empty pockets anymore. He had built the life he had once only dared to imagine. He returned to his hometown, not to show off, but to give back. He built a new library, a community center, and revitalized the town, turning it into a place where new dreams could take flight. He became the living proof that it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is the size of your thoughts. Leo's story teaches us a profound lesson. The world will always try to put you in a box, to label you based on your current circumstances. It will tell you to be realistic. But realism is often just an excuse to think small. Thinking big is not about ignoring reality, it's about refusing to be imprisoned by it. It's about creating a vision so powerful, so compelling, that it pulls you forward, through obstacles, through doubt, through failure. Your mind is a garden. If you plant small thoughts, you'll get a small harvest. But if you dare to plant giant seeds of ambition, and you water them with dedication, persistence, and belief, you can grow a reality that defies all expectations. So I ask you again, what are your dreams? Are they big enough? Don't let your current situation, your empty pockets, or the voices of doubt dictate the size of your ambition. Start today. Pick up that book. Take that first small step. Fill your mind with the biggest, boldest, most audacious vision you can conjure. Because like Leo, you have a superpower. It's the power to think big. And that is a power that can build empires, change the world, and turn a dreamer with nothing into a legend with a legacy. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you unlock your own potential. Let me know in the comments what big thought you're going to start nurturing today. Until next time, dream big.